New cases. The monkeypox virus appears to be spreading in New York. The warning for one group of men.
Skies continue to clear. We end up with a cool start to the day. Who could dip into the 40s?
And our friends over at NBCLX have taken a look at the changing political landscape and how Gen Z is front and center. Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome back, fam. This is News for Now, your favorite news show. I'm your girl, Kay Ingram, and today is June 3rd. We've got to start with some big news because New York City is reporting its 5th suspected case of monkeypox. That would be 3 additional cases in the last 36 hours of this rare disease. That's in addition to the 2 possible cases we told you about Thursday. Health officials say all 5 tested positive for a smallpox-related illness. Johns Hopkins now reports 617 confirmed monkeypox cases in 26 countries outside of Africa, 21 here in the U.S. Symptoms are flu-like, followed by swelling and rashes on the face and body. Health officials say it's been infecting primarily gay and bisexual men. Meanwhile, over in Albany, New York lawmakers are taking a step toward toughening gun laws here. New York's legislature passed a bill to raise the legal age for buying a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21. It comes less than 3 weeks after an 18-year-old killed 10 people at a Buffalo supermarket. The bill would also require you to have a proper license to buy a semi-automatic weapon. They're expected to be signed into law. All right, now as for that deadly shooting in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we've learned that the suspected shooter has ties to New Jersey, and folks who knew of him have some choice words about him. Police have identified the gunman as Michael Lewis. They say Lewis bought the AR-15 style rifle used in the shooting a little more than an hour before the attack. The gunman then went to that Tulsa medical center to target his own doctor, apparently angry over ongoing pain he was having after back surgery. Investigators say he killed him and 3 others. About a decade ago, Lewis lived in Irvington, New Jersey. The super there didn't want to appear on camera, but says that the former tenant was trouble.
Little surprised, but not really surprised because he had too much anger in him.
Investigators say it appears the 44-year-old gunman bought both weapons legally, a handgun from a pawn shop on Sunday and the assault-style rifle from a local gun shop.
Hi there, I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Maria LaRosa, and we ended up with a really nice late afternoon, and it's going to be a beautiful evening, so whatever your plans, go ahead, enjoy. That humidity has come way down. Temperatures staying in the 70s, mostly sunny skies early on, then of course mainly clear skies, 68 degrees by midnight as temperatures fall with mainly clear skies. You can see with the hour-by-hour forecast, maybe some low clouds hanging out across central and South Jersey, but otherwise looking for a beautiful start to the weekend. Temperature-wise, 61 in the city, down to 60 in Merrick, upper 50s in Islip and Belmar, as well as north and west. There are a few spots in through the Hudson Valley. Yeah, you could dip into the 40s. Claryville, one of those spots, close to it in Woodridge. We'll stay in the mid-50s in Poughkeepsie, down to Peekskill, also into the mid-50s.
All right, next up, let's be real for a second. Politicians typically tend to overlook young adults. I don't know what it is about us, but they can't seem to think that we can step up to the plate. But NBCLX shows us that there are 18 to 25-year-olds that are flexing their political muscles in a way they can't ignore. Check it out.
I can explain in one chart why so many politicians have ignored Generation Z and the issues that are so important to them, from climate change to housing costs to healthcare. This is the share of the national electorate by generation in 2016. Gen Z, 2%. That's practically the same percentage of the American electorate that came from dogs. But check this out. In 2020, that percentage changed to 8%. And now it's changing politics. Here are 4 ways.
When we're thinking about Gen Z voters, they're feeling very disillusioned by the political process.
That's Krishana Davis, a progressive consultant with social change agency AB Partners. She says young voters are more engaged than ever before, just not with the 2 major parties. They lean liberal, but are twice as likely as the average voter to identify as independent.
A lot of the tried and true messaging that you might get to a base Democratic voter that I'm working across the aisle, but the aisle isn't working with me, doesn't go far enough.
Which is one reason more Democratic candidates are ditching those traditional bipartisan promises in favor of going all in on specific progressive priorities that they plan to push if they get enough votes. The medium of the message is changing too. since most Gen Zers aren't living their lives on Facebook like their parents do. In one place, Democrats and Republicans actually seem to agree.
AOC
Is who does it best.
Goodness gracious.
I don't agree with AOC on anything, right? But I respect her ability to get out and drive a message and drive a brand.
Ethan Zorfis, conservative consultant with Axiom Strategies.
We talk about it a lot. We need AOCs and the Republican Party, candidates that are willing to stand up for what they believe in and communicate it in a way directly to voters.
Zorfis loves how social media is training candidates to be more authentic, from their living rooms to gas stations to riding an oil pump jack topless to promote one's candidacy for the Texas Railroad Commission.
It's been called quite the racy ad.
The TikTok shows a Republican seated on top of an oil pump jack, almost completely naked.
That one proved to be a little too authentic for some, as the San Antonio Express-News rescinded its endorsement of that candidate following the topless video. But Gen Z is also changing what kind of recruits the GOP is looking to support, which leads us to
Caroline Levitt, and I am running for the Republican nomination in the 1st Congressional District, my home district in New Hampshire.
Young candidates like Levitt talk a little differently than older Republicans on some issues like climate, and we're seeing a growing number of Republicans follow their lead, showing a willingness now to do something.
The Republican Party in general has to take a cold, hard look in the mirror and realize that we are losing big time with my generation of voters. We deserve a seat at the table.
What's the common theme? Authenticity, which can be really hard for public officials, partially because many don't want to publicly admit that the more a generation votes, the more politicians will prioritize them. Fortunately, I feel comfortable admitting it. I've even put it on my TikTok.
All right, friends, that's all I've got for you for today. Thanks for tuning in this week. And don't forget, you can watch News 4 Now every weekday right here on NBC New York. See you next time.